A tech-savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike. What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Cornell, the Tech Savvy Rider. Today is 9th May, and I'm getting ready to go over my fabrication for the antennas. What I'm trying to do is turn my antennas into base of the antenna would be my service light, and the top of my antenna would be my flag poles. Alright, for this installation, for this fabrication, what you're going to need is, of course, both of your antennas, the CB and the radio antenna. You're going to need 4 5/8 rubber washers, or you can use foam, cut out 5/8 foam, and use it as a washer for what I'm doing. The only thing the washer is going to be doing is stopping the antenna from moving inside the tube. You're going to need 2 PVC pipes, no matter what color you decide to purchase. If you're going to have the lights on the outside of the tubing, you can get any color that you want. If you're going to be placing the lights on the inside of the tubing, because you're trying to turn them into some type of glow, you're going to need the clear polycarbonated clear tubing. Let me make sure I'm saying that name right. It's called clear polycarbonate tubing, and of course, for me, I got the 5/8. These are 3 feet long, 5/8 in the width for the hole. Now, I will be placing my lights on the outside. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear. If you're trying to make glow sticks out of your antennas, you're gonna have to use a 3/4 or 1-inch pipe tubing. The 5/8 is just big enough for it to get the antenna in it, and that's what I'm trying to do for mine. Now, also, I want to bring up that if you're planning on putting the lights inside the tube, you need the 3/4. You need 3/4 or above, no bigger than a 1-inch. And yeah, you're gonna need the clear ones for that. Now, if you're gonna place the lights on the outside, you can just go to your regular store, your Home Depot, Lowe's, or Sutherland's, and just buy you some 5/8 PVC pipe, and spray paint them for whatever color you want, because you're going to be placing the lights on the outside, so you don't have to worry about the lights being seen on the inside, because you're going to color them anyway. All right, you're going to need some 3/4 masking tape. You're going to need some silicone or some adhesive. Make sure you get the clear type, especially if you're going to be using the lights on the inside of the tubing. If you plan on painting, I'm using black because I will be putting the lights on the outside of the tubing, and I'm painting the tubes black because I want to have the image at night of some lights floating behind me, because the tubes are black and it's dark, so you can't see the tubes. So in other words, it's going to look like two lights, service lights, just floating behind me, and that's the look that I'm trying to go for. But then again, like I said, if you're trying to make the tubes glow, you need to go with 3/4 or 1-inch. All right, you're gonna need some jigsaw, some type of material that can cut PVC pipe, or cut that polycarbonated pipe or tubing, or whatever this stuff is called. And of course, you need your lights. All right, so let's get started. First thing you want to do is use your CB antenna as your first start. On your CB antenna, you need to put some 3/4 taping at the base of your CB adjustment, like I did so here. All right, next you want to grab your 5/8 tubing and line it up to that tape. You're just basically trying to get some space between your adjustment and the tube. And that 3/4 tape is going to be the perfect adjustment. All right, set it down. And now here where your antenna is lifted, so you can bend it down, get it out the way because you're trying to come into your cargo trailer, or you're trying to go in the garage and you're trying to let your antenna down. You want that space that's at the bottom. So from the tip of the antenna, you want to place some 3/4 tape around it. Let me see if I can do it right quick. And that'll be your measurement for your tubing on the length of your tube. Now you can go back and take off your tubing. So this is the length that you need for your CB antenna. You'll be cutting it at the end of the tape. Okay, like I said, I'm painting mine black, so here is mine. Okay, now for your radio antenna, you need to put them side by side. Line them up as best as you can. Okay, because I'm turning my antennas into flagpoles, that means that this part of this CB adjustment is going to be a part of my flagpole, and I need my flag to go above it. So I need to measure my radio antenna with my CB antenna, line it up so, and I need to mark off another 3/4 inch for my radio antenna on where I want to cut my antenna. Cut my tubing. So now this is the length for my radio antenna. Alright, YouTube. Once you remove, first thing you gotta do is remove the masking tape off the base of the adjustment for the CB antenna. You gotta slide on one of your foam washers all the way up to the top. Excuse me. Next, you got to take your electrical tape, and this is what I forgot to mention in the beginning. You're going to need a roller, you're going to need some electrical tape, and you're going to mark off the base of the antenna just like you did for the tubing with the masking tape. You're going to do the same with the electrical tape. About 2 rotations going around in the same area. So 1, 2. That should be 2.5. Let's make 2.5 on the safe side. About 2.5. Okay. All right, tape fell on the floor. That's okay. Now you want to take your tubing that you made that you cut out for your CB radio. You want to slide it through. Hopefully it'll fit. There we go. Okay. Once you get the bottom portion through, that's the tape right there. Okay. Your tape needs to be, your tubing needs to be lined up with that tape. Once it's done so, you want to take your foam washer and just slide it inside the tubing. No matter how you get it in there, it doesn't have to be pretty or anything like that, because it's all going to be covered up anyway. Especially if you're dealing with the color tubing. So let's get it in there, sliding in the best way we can. Take a rod or so and slide it down about a 1/2 inch further down inside the tube. And go back to the bottom and make sure that your tubing is lined up with your tape. And there go my tape. I got my foam washer down far enough where about a 1/2 inch further down inside the tube. Now I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to place my glue on the inside. First I'm going to do my other antenna the same way. I'm going to mark off my tubing with my tape. Even though I'm telling you I'm coming back tomorrow to finish this, you'll see everything on one swipe. So the video will be very short for you, where it's going to take me 2 days to get this done. Mark off my radio antenna. 1, 2. Slide on my tubing. Make sure the tubing is lined up with the tape, because I don't have to worry about a CBL adjustment on this one. I just go ahead and slide in my phone, get it in there. Use a rod. Get it down about a 1/2 inch or so. Line up my tape, my tube, and I glue the top of my tube all the way up to the top. Okay, I knew it was something I forgot. Once you get the silicone inside of it and you're about to let it dry, make sure that you bend, you pull your end out so that the tubing can dry in the right spot. That was the reason why you put the tape at the 3/4 tape at the tip down here, because once you move to bend your antenna, the tubing is going to move up. But if you let the tubing dry in the correct spot by bending this, it's like you are trying to bend down bend down your antenna, then the tubing will dry in the correct spot. So as you can see, I got my glue inside there. It wasn't too bad of a job. Once I got it in, now I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit for a day. Let it sit up against the wall. And you're gonna do the same thing for your radio antenna. Bend it at the end like you bend it to let the antenna down. The tubing is going to move up in the right spot, and you simply let your antenna dry for a day. That concludes it for now. I'll come back tomorrow and finish it up. GoPro, start recording. Okay, YouTube, now it's day 2, and I got the antennas in my hand. And here's just to show you that the glue has dried. So this is what it would look like. Okay, if you have done it correctly, now you should be able to move the adjustment point on your CB antenna or the radio antenna and let it out. So now you should be able to see the tape. The reason you had to do this is because this tape, once you lay down the antenna or drop down the antenna because you're trying to move into a low location, the tape basically holds the base of the tube in place. So that's the purpose of why you're doing that. Because the bottom of the antenna is a movable piece, you have to have the tape to keep it steady. Once you do that, just put it on your second washer, your rubber washer or your foam washer, and this will help keep the tube in place when it's mounted on the bike. Now, for your radio antenna, you can be doing the same thing. Move it, make sure you can see the tape, pull it back out, make sure that you can adjust it by letting your antenna down. Once everything is good to go, put on your rubber washer, and you're done with the bottom part of both antennas. Now for the top of the antennas, as you can see, the tubes, you can purchase end caps for them. So for the radio antenna, all you have to do is just punch a hole through the top and then slide it on. And that'll complete your radio antenna. But for the CB antenna, because you have this adjustable knob on the CB antenna, you actually have to split these end covers all the way up to the top and then punch a hole through it and then get it on. And once you do that, you're good to go. And you can just simply use some black tape or glue it back together if you like. But I highly recommend using some black tape and just get it back on. It's more of a cosmetic thing to hide the glue. It really doesn't do anything else for you. But I prefer to use the end caps to cover up the glue. I wanted it to look like one solid piece, so that's why I went on and ended up getting the end caps. So let me go ahead and put some tape on this. And since it's all black, nobody gonna see the split in the tube anyway. Okay, now this completes your your lightning plate for your antennas, your prop plate, or your placement holder, whatever you want to call it. And that's it. Only thing for me to do now is to actually turn my antennas, the top port, into my flagpoles. And let's do that right quick. I personally want to give a shout out to the company that made my flags. If you want to have some custom flags made for your motorcycle with your custom emblem on it, I highly recommend checking out motorcycleflagstore.com. These are some handmade flags, and they are specifically made for the flagpole, and they're specifically made for the antennas. If you decide to do so, you do not have to buy any special equipment because their flags come with an antenna flagpole kit in the package. Very nice, handmade, and they are beautiful. Give another shout out to them. motorcycleflagstore.com. You might want to look them up because I think they will be at the at Wingding 41. I don't know if they're going to be there with a booth or anything like that. So you might want to check out their website and look at their schedule. But you can order them flags, and I say I ordered my flags on a Thursday or a Friday, and by that next Friday they was in my mailbox, and I love them. Okay, so let's go ahead and put on the flagpole mount kit. First thing come in the kit, you got to put on your flat washer. Second thing in the kit, you got to put on the clear piece. It's split through the middle, so it doesn't matter how you get it on because it's split through the middle. Let's get it on. The third piece it has to go over that second piece. So let's slide it on in there if I can. And this is going to be the bottom part of the flagpole. Okay, good to go. Now I can run my flag through my pole. Okay, and then do the steps all over again. Top of the pole, flat washer. I'm split in the middle, so I'm trying to. I just split in the middle. Alright, put on the second piece, split in the middle. Put on my third piece. And now I have my antenna is now the top part of my antenna is my flagpole. And it does come with zip ties where you can come in and go through the mesh part of the flag and zip tie it to the pole. I'm not going to be doing that yet, but I will be doing it when I get ready to mount and display my flags. So now I got the portion for my lights. I got the top of it, my flagpole. Now the only thing for me to do now is to actually go and mount my antenna back on my bike and then mount my lights. Once I mount my lights, because my bike is in the garage, I turn the lights off, turn the lights for the flag on, and let's check it out and see how it looks. So stay tuned. GoPro, start recording. All right, YouTube, now I got the flag poles, the antennas up on the bike, got the lights on, got the lights installed. And what I'm going to do now is basically show you exactly what this is going to look like. As you can see, here's my lights. All the rolling eyes light sets have two-sided tape. So all you got to do is peel off the back of the tape and place it back and place it wherever you want to place it. I'll probably end up sticking some silicone glue behind it, just like I did on my airfoil, to help it stay to help it stay in place. My flagpoles, the top of my antenna, my flagpole is good to go. I think they are leveled for as my flags. If not, I can always adjust them. But just spot looking at it, it looks like it is somewhat level. Got my lights going in right now. I still haven't hooked up any of my lights. I'm just making all the placement holders. And what I want to do now is basically test the lights to make sure they do work. And then once I do that, I'll be done. This will conclude the placement of my lights. I'm not going to go any further than what I have already shown you. I hope you all have enjoyed these last couple of videos on how I planned on placing the lights on the rolling eyes light set on my Goldwing. Please like, subscribe, leave some comments and tell me what you think about these installation videos of what I have done. Looking forward to meet each and every last one of you all at Wingding 41. And like I said, I got the flag website company up on my screen over there, so hopefully you can see it. Hey, check them out, and if you really want your flag for your Goldwing, I highly recommend this company. And like I said, they will be at Wingding 41, but I do not know if they'll actually be having a booth. But check them out, order your flags, and come on out to Wingding 41 and show them off. All right, for this little section here, I'm just going to be displaying the lights for the flag. So I'm not showing the rest of the bike because I'm still working on installing everything. So let's see what it look like. Okay, as you can see, the lights are not programmed, so all the lights on the rolling eyes light set will not be displaying because I still have to program them. But I think it turned out pretty good. I'm gonna turn off the lights, see what this somewhat look like in the dark. And let me see if I can turn some of this stuff off here. Hey, I'm kind of liking it. I can't turn my TV off, but you get the picture. I see with it being dark, like I said, you cannot see the tubing, and that's the look I was looking for. So when I ride down the road with my service light on, you still see my left and right blinkers, my brake lights, but you cannot see the tubing that is on, and this is what I was going for. You'll see the actual display at Wingding 41 if you come out. But other than that, hey, this has been real fun, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. I really like it. Alright, YouTube, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you take some recommendations on how I did mine. If you plan on doing some installs, be prepared. to just think about how you want to do this stuff. That's all it got. That's all it takes. If you got the imagination, you'll make it happen. I see y'all at Wing Ding 41. Hey, that's my spiel for the night. Uh, y'all have a good one. GoPro, start recording. A tech savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike.